Hey, good afternoon. We are in the Halloween mood today. Even got my fall apron on, made by the Underground Man. So good afternoon and happy Thursday, everybody. Hey, Mary and Chisa. No, that's not the Halloween version of Tux. That's Trix. Yeah. Hey, Wendy. Thank you. I don't know if you mean the pumpkins on stream or the pumpkins that I made last week, but either one, I'll say thank you to. Yeah, no, Trix is Minnie's daughter. The gray cat we have had kittens a couple years ago, and Trix is the solid black female cat. And we actually gave her away to my brother and his family when they had to move. We babysitted her over the summer, and you know how that goes. And now we have her. I'm gonna do this because my head is being kind of cut off. And well, let's do that. It's a little bit better. Oh, did you get one of the face ones? Nice. Which one did you pick? Oh, it's been a while. Tux is the one we actually lost. He got hit by a car. That's Tux. He was the one we stayed with us. We so Minnie had three kittens, and we can't say we did all that great with them, but she had three kittens. The first one like wandered off as a kitten, and we never saw him again. Hopefully, he just went to live with somebody else, and he's happy. Um, Trix we gave away, and then and Tux we lost to a car accident, and now we have Trix back. So we are the ultimate foster fail. You got the orange and black one? Yes, I have sent that one out. So hopefully you will get it soon. What's up?
Just making sure it looks okay on your screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okey-dokey.
Do we have? I know we didn't look for the airbrush thing, but I was looking up some things. I'm thinking about doing some like sprayed glaze effects. Um, if we can find something like a not a diffuser, but a atomizer, which is like if we can go to like the grocery store even and get like a little like perfume spray bottle or a little like spray bottles like that,
Mm-hmm.
I could maybe get the effect on one or two pieces and see what it looks like.
Okay, but it's which one are we doing that on? Lupos?
Yes, that's the one I was get. That would be the one I would do it for.
Are you doing three glazes?
No, but I would want to test it out on something.
Right, which is why it should have been in that glaze if you're gonna test it out.
Gotcha. I mean, I have no problem like trying to see what it does. I played with it a little bit with that one, and I think I clogged it up, so it may it may be too small of a thing to use it with. And then I got these. The only other thing I would use it on, only other way I would do this is just to make it either just solid purple and make that red or something and that black or something
How
in
about
there.
this? Let's make it solid black,
Mm-hmm.
and then do um, the red and purple. Do red on and purple on the D.
Yeah. One side red, one side purple.
Right, and then white on the. And then can we do a mixture of both middle?
You mean blended this way like it is in the logo?
No, just do like purple,
And then red
red.
right there. Okay, okay. I can try that, yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe paint this black.
Okay.
You might want to paint that black first, I guess, right?
leaving it white would give contrast from the black to
Okay,
all
do
of
that.
that.
Do
So
that then. Yeah, that's fine. You are the boss.
if I was gonna do the other, I should have just like used a sticker and not made a medallion. If you wanted all one color.
We'll test us later.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if Minnie remembers Trix or not. Minnie was not hostile to her at all, but Minnie's not a very aggressive cat. Trix, on the other hand, is like she lives up to her name. They named her Bellatrix, and she is kind of mean. But there's been less hissing over the months. They've all gotten adjusted and used to one another. So seeing what we got here, I need a sharp pokey thing. I hope this sound is not like translating through my mic. Let's see how this goes. All pearled up. Hey, how are you doing? Yes, we did our first set of Raku pumpkins, and they were so popular that I made a few more. And so hopefully in the next week or two we'll be able to do those. I'd want to get them done before Halloween. So I'm trying to clean up the text on this without smearing anything. But as soon as I think I've got everything wiped away, there's this little residue that stays behind. There we go. King's Coast coffee, murder-free coffee. Because that's what Dr. Lubo calls it all the time. Actually just released his own flavor of King's Coast coffee. Kira, thank you for the resub. Not sure what color I'm gonna make this yet, but I think I may just make it like solid black or something, which is why it's over here. There we go. This one is the caffeine molecule, which I think is perfect for the mugs. We have a new apron, I do. This one was gifted to me. It is my fall apron. It's double sided, so on the other side it's got like a skeleton on it. So it's not quite Halloween yet, so I'm doing the fall side, and then I'll use the fall side after Halloween. But this one was made by the Underground Man, who is on Twitch. Hey, Minnie, what's the matter? Hmm, what's up? Minnie's all chatty. Hmm, what you doing? Mm-hmm. Come on, come on. What are we doing? Come on. So here's Minnie. I don't know if y'all can see her or not. She doesn't usually come and ask for pets. That was pretty demanding. Oh no, Kira, you're wearing like heavy socks, two sweaters because it's cold and I'm still in sandals. Yes, I do have a kiln going in here, but that wouldn't make a big difference if it was cold. It actually today it was supposed to get up to 80. At lunch it was in the 70s. So this is probably going to be one of the last like super comfortable days we're gonna have. Well, Minnie said hello. I'm sorry if that made a horrible sound. Did you see her like nuzzle the camera? That was adorable. I know she's itty bitty. She's like 7 pounds. It's like she's never gotten any bigger. Mm-hmm. Hey, Debbie Cat, right? Happy Kitty. And now like she's shedding a bit. There you go. Now I've just got like cat hair everywhere. That's what she does. She's not one to just like claim you and want to take a nap in your lap. She wants to get a few pets and then go on about her business. That's why she was our lurk emote for the longest time. Now it's Trix because Trix just likes to sit back and watch and observe. So I am doing more prep for a glaze. It's like the same thing I was doing yesterday. I got the kiln started for everything that I was working on yesterday. Here we go. A woman's place is anywhere she wants in time and space. Hey, Toxic Moxie and Sparkle Nerd. I love it. This is the logo and slogan for one of my shops out in, might be in Arizona. It's in the Southwest. You like the new spooky layout? Yes. I had forgotten that we had had some Halloween overlays from last year. Daniel's getting us in the Halloween spirit. So we are actually here. So we're in a small town in Kentucky, and they actually announced that they are doing trick or treating as normal, stressing that if you don't want people to come to your house, don't turn on your lights. But the city and most and the organizations are not, we're not doing the trick or treating around the square like they do sometimes. I think they just set hours because they knew people were going to go out and try to trick or treat anyway. They're just not going to do any public sanctioned events. So we got to decide what we're going to do because we live in a neighborhood where that always gets a lot of trick or treaters. So normally we're just not home, so it's not, an issue, but we've already put up our Halloween decorations and stuff this year, so we're going to get kids coming to the house no matter what. Just got to figure out how we're going to do things, like if I'm going to pre-package everything in little bags to hand out, or what. So here we go. This is a yarn shop, and it says WTF. Where's the fiber? Isn't that what you thought it was gonna say? Sling beads at him like it's Mardi Gras. Yeah, get like a rubber band gun, like you've seen people making fun of. But I also don't want to just stand outside and wait for kids to come up. I want to be in my house and doing other things. We live on a hill, so we've always given out really good candy because kids have to walk up our hill and walk up the steps to our front door. So, if they're gonna put forth that kind of effort, then they can get some good candy. You can put a table on the porch and play cards dressed as witches. Yes. Just get one of the inflatable T-Rex costumes. Oh my gosh, yes. My niece wants one of those for Halloween. Not a T-Rex. She says she does not want a T-Rex. She wants something different. She wants a giraffe. There's a Triceratops one. I've seen where people have made Velociraptor ones. The dog had fun chasing it all, but that was funny. Right, T-Rex costume. That's full PPE. You can barely get within 6 feet of somebody because of your tail. So my second batch here is a little bit different than the first because I've got, if you can see all these over here, this is like 62 of the 10-ounce mugs. They're all going to be the same color. So I'm hoping this might go a little bit quicker, but I've still got to do all the like putting all the glaze in the impressions here, which takes a little bit of time. Your dad wore an inflatable ballerina costume for your wedding rehearsal Halloween party. Oh, okay. Hee hee. Like, there's got to be a story there. That would be so cool to have your entire like wedding party just in Halloween costumes. It's like things I never would have thought of when I was getting married. Like some people we know, they had like the I don't remember which one was which. Like the bride and the groom's families, respectively, one side wore Doctor Who garb and one side wore Star Trek garb. Best wedding pictures ever. Did you get along better than a Star Wars Star Trek wedding? I don't know. That'd be fun too. At that point, you're just having fun dressing up. And I can see the thought process behind some of that. It's like if I'm going to be spending like X amount on a bridesmaid, I'd rather it be something I can wear to a convention. I'd rather it be something I can wear more than once. Like that's where my train of thought goes. Your future mother-in-law told you not to invite their side of the family because nobody would come. Aw. Guess she thought she was saving you from being disappointed, but you invited them anyway. Your friend created wedding pictures with everyone running from a T-Rex. I've seen some of those. That must be a common thing now. Photoshopping like your wedding photos into other places. Oh, good. Yes, you sent out the invites, and she called a few weeks later saying how excited everybody was. Good. So many people you couldn't fit in the room. Yeah, and sometimes that's just because you're doing something different. And it sounds like she was afraid. No, she was afraid nobody would come. So that's the father of the bride. What are we getting into? There we go. So the marriage didn't last, but still happy about how the party and the wedding turned out. Wish to have those good memories. Will I dress up for the stream on Halloween? I don't know. See, Halloween is also Daniel's birthday. He was born on Halloween. I have to see what Halloween costume parts I still have because I have a Velma costume. I have like generic like pirate type costume and like that's like Ren Fair type costume stuff. And I have my pirate goofy ears, which sometimes I wear because they're easy to wear. Except when I'm throwing, then the ears get down in everything and get dirty. One year a couple of years ago now, we went to down to Disney World for the Mickey's Not So Scary. If you've ever been down there, they do Halloween and Christmas parties and stuff, and do trick or treating in the parks. So we went down for that and dressed up a little bit, dressed up as much as you could going through the parks because, they don't want you wearing costumes. You can wear costumes, but they don't want you wearing really good costumes, right? They don't want anything that could be in any way, shape, or form um, confused with an actual character. Yeah, so Daniel's on his birth certificate is the name Spook. That was what they put on the birth certificate before they decided on a name. But we went down to Disney, and but you can a lot of people, and there's a name for it. I don't know what the name is, but there's a thing where people will dress up as a character as like the hint of a character. Like if you walk around in a red dress with white polka dots on it, you're Minnie Mouse. Or if you wear something that resembles a character. And so we went as Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Chippendale. So Daniel had on a big like red Hawaiian shirt, and I had like a bomber jacket and a fedora, and which was not very smart because October in Florida is still hot, but it made good pictures. Is that what it's called? Disney bounding? Okay, I didn't know what the name of it was. Disney bounding. Yeah, so we did that. We were Chippendale. Yeah, yeah. Magic, you're from Key West originally, so Halloween is serious business and is bigger than Christmas. Wow. One year, did you do that at the parks? You were a girl Darth Vader, and your boyfriend and his friend got actual stormtrooper costumes. I don't know if that is like, yeah, I don't know about that Because at one point, it depends on what year it was, probably. Honestly, if it was before they bought Star Wars, because the first year or two, didn't they, or before they actually bought Star Wars franchise, um, they would hire or use the 501st, which is the people who do the movie replica costumes. They would get them to come in and walk around as stormtroopers and act as characters. But no, I used to work down there, and I've seen them tell somebody, no, you can't come in with that, theater prop Cinderella costume. That's better than the one that they have that they use. We cannot have this here because it's going to confuse people. I can see that as a huge liability issue because what if Cinderella starts cursing out little kids and you know? Try to get on a ride with a ball gown, yeah, or sit anywhere. Yeah, if you're wearing something like that to the parks, you just want to take pictures, right? It's like also the only reason you would ever go with a baby. It's like you're not there, you're paying to get in the park so you can take pictures. You're not expecting to actually do anything. Oops. Don't forget the backside. Yeah, the girl Darth Vader was nothing but like a full body unitard and a cape and a helmet, right? That you all almost moved to Orlando and you would have thought about getting the annual passes. Yeah, you can get I think annual passes like if you just live anywhere in Florida, but depending on where you live, yeah, it may not be worth the trip every day or every year. We had annual passes when we lived down there. And if you're like the only reason to get annual passes if you like don't live in Florida is if you plan on going like more than twice a year. Then it becomes worth it. Oh, boys, mom, thank you for gifting a sub to Major Sam. Thank you so much. Sparkle, you feel you couldn't handle the heat? See, I found that I acclimated much easier to the heat than I ever have to cold. I was able to handle it, but yeah, you get hot, and but the thing about in Florida and is for what I liked about it, I mean, you get rain almost every day, and that cools things down. I have been to Disneyland. Like, I think I've just once. Just once I've been to Disneyland. Yeah. Yeah, you're used to the rain and the snow. Yeah. See, I'm in Kentucky and grew up in Tennessee, so it's really like a Tennessee. You know, southern summer is really not that different than Florida. It does get it stays hotter longer, but going from July or August in Kentucky is not that big of difference to July and August in Florida. Just lasts longer. Boys, mom, we're not doing bad. So, Kira, did you mean is it expensive or expansive as in is one bigger than the other? Yeah, humidity's the worst. Yeah, but it's really not that different than here, so it wasn't a big adjustment. Like I did an internship down there, and we had people from all over the country, all over the world, really, and people who were from like the Southwest were like miserable because they'd never experienced humidity before. So, as far as annual passes and going to Disney World, it can be expensive. Um, as far as like planning a vacation, you're gonna get the longer you stay, the technically the cheaper the tickets per day are gonna get because they want you to stay for a while. But I want to say I forget. I have to look it up again, and probably it's probably changed right now. I don't even know if they're doing selling them right now. Sure, they probably are selling them. Just if I had an annual pass right now, I would hope that they would not charge to renew it. And it's different if you're a Florida resident versus if you're not a Florida resident. It's like probably double the cost. So 15 like 14 15 years ago, so it's like 14 years ago, we've lived here 13 almost 14 years. When we had lived down there and had an annual pass, it was like I want to say like $300 or $400 a person for a full year, and that is like immensely worth it. If you live in Orlando and you can get into all the parks, so all four parks. You got into at the time they had kind of like a nightlife section you could get into, and it let you into there. Anything that was owned by Disney, you got some type of little like discount at least at it. So yeah, it was worth it. But I know it's gone up significantly because it's different times now. That was still when tourism was not as strong. You have an amusement park there, and it's around $100 to enter per visit. Yeah, that's. I think Disney World's more expensive than that right now, but Yeah, I feel like I have such a different experience of Disney World than the average person unless you've worked down there because having worked there, you like let me start over. When you go on vacation, like you've planned it out, yeah, you're paying for all of it, and you're like, I'm gonna get my $100 worth today when I go to the parks. I gotta get this done. I gotta get my money's worth. But when like you work down there and you just like, I did this, when I was in college. It was an internship, so I was there by myself. So you get off work and you can go wander through the parks and just see what's going on, and you can just ride rides to your heart's content, and you enjoy the atmosphere without having that price tag looming over your head. Bonbon, do we sell these? Yes. So almost everything here is already sold, actually. So this is a travel mug. So we sell these travel mugs. This one is going to let me fill this in. This one's going to Grandma's Spinning Wheel. I think it's in Arizona. I think it is. But yeah, you can order these on the website. We have some in stock items if you want something sooner, or we can obviously customize anything. But this is the travel mug. And then we have the some 20-ounce mugs and some 10-ounce mugs I'm going to be glazing today. And I've got another. I've got one kiln full with a glaze that's rising in temperature, and then I'll probably get this done started tomorrow, kind of like I did today. Here we go, Grandma's spinning wheel. You live near the original Six Flags, really? Yeah, it's the same thing with Disney World. If you plan on going more than once if you're in Florida, or more than twice if you're not in Florida, then it's worth getting an annual pass. Where'd I get this from? Got it from down here. Okay. Moose, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if we set it up for a one-time use per month. I would say not. I'd say you could go ahead and use it, like if you need to use it more than once. So I would try it and see what it does. I don't know how many people have actually used it multiple times. Yeah, Pearled Up, you respected the characters in costume so much more having done the parade they have in like June or July. Wearing a wool band uniform in a Florida summer, like worst experience of your life, right? See, that's the first time I had gotten to go to Florida was with my school. See, I grew up in Tennessee, and our band would go compete in one of the Florida competitions. There's lots of high school competitions down there. A lot of them sponsored more by Universal than by Disney. But this is one that we did, and you could go. It was a marching competition. You go, and as part of it, you get to choose a park to go to, and you can go to Disney, or at the time it was just Disney or Universal. And so we did that, and that's how I got to go for the first time when I was like 13, I think 13, 14. So I've shared that experience while marching in a parade in the Florida heat. But it was springtime, so it wasn't in the summer. It was still bad enough, but it was we go. This is the one I always say should be mine. It says, "A creative mess is better than tidy idleness." Yeah, Bonbon, and if you're looking at the story, don't forget to, if you want to check back every so often, it's what been trying to do this year since we've not been traveling is putting a lot of in stock stuff on the website so we know what we have in the studio, and so you know what we have in the studio, and can see some of the things we make. And like we were talking about earlier, we do give a sub discount, which gives you 15% off of an order. So for a $5 sub, that's can be a pretty good discount. But it's our way of saying thank you for supporting the studio. Well, you went to band camp in a tank top, t-shirt, jacket, and jeans all summer. Once you got there, you wore the loosest shirt and short underneath. Oh yeah, yeah, and your bandmates were surprised at how white your legs were. Whoa. Wait, where, Moose? Where are you at? I should know this. Where are you at? Yeah, your husband was yeah was in the marching band, a competitive marching band, and like his sock tan was killer. Yeah. Oh, Boost, you're in Dallas. That was so you would be used to the heat. It was all curled up. You said you had to condition yourself. It's like I can imagine like if you lived up north where it did not get as hot in the summer and then went to Florida, that could be a really big difference, right? So Bonbon, how do I do the custom orders? Do you mean like how do I physically make them? Because every piece I make, two orders. So what we do if it's something that's just text like this, we make either a stamp or a screen. I will silk screen the text on a very thin flat piece of clay. You can see how much this is raised a little bit. I roll out a thin slab of clay, either screen print or press a stamp into the clay, and then apply that to a mug. That's how I do the custom graphics and stuff. And then now that these have been fired once, I'm putting glaze inside that text. So you're kind of like us, where you get summers, you get much worse winters than we do. You actually get full seasons. Your choir award was the mom award. Like these just like made up awards. Maybe you were the most comforting. Oh no, your questions are fine, Bon Bon. Have I ever done mugs with someone's art on it? Like if it's your art, then yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I've done one that was like a pencil sketch, and we were able to make it into a screen and do like a black and white sketch on the mug on a medallion. Um, full color art gets a little bit more tricky, but if it's just something black and white, then that's fairly easy to do. Curled up, yeah, Colorado doesn't know what it wants to do. You had snow last month, and today it's 80. But didn't you have like 80 one day and snow the next? Under glazing today. Yes, again. It's like I've gotten into a pretty good cycle here. I was proud that I was able to get the kiln started today before lunch. All right, see that black spot right there? I don't know what it is, but it's a thing stuck in the clay. It's not cool. It's almost gone though. Okay, that's it. I thought maybe there was going to be like a hole in there, kind of like a sinkhole. You know what? I don't even know what our stream title is. What is it? I know somebody said something about tricks. Okay. Okay, it's not misleading. And so, if anybody wants to listen to the music, I forgot to say that again. We're still trying this Amazon Music thing. This newfangled way to do music. But so there's a little widget where you can, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can click on it, press play, and you can control the volume and listen to the same music I'm listening to. But I won't have to. But I'm not streaming it, so I'm not breaking any copyright laws. Well, I know it's not perfect because we've got I'm gonna do everything else and then go to the little ones. Because I know it doesn't work on mobile, but like what does work on mobile? Are you on mobile, Moose, or on the desktop? I guess they just assume that most people on Twitch have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, so that you can listen to the music. Hey, Liam. Ooh, Liam. What? We have a hamster in the building. What was it yesterday? You got? You got a pun, didn't you? Who was it that did? Who was it that had the bad advice? I forget. I'll have to go back and look at that. Let me go get Daniel. He is on his way. That was Looper. Okay. Oh, you broke your other mug. Maybe for your birthday, I'll ask if you can get one. Yes. I would be happy to make one for you.
Let me pee real quick and then we'll do it.
Getting to the bottom of my glaze here. There we go. Hey, Ray. So you like the spooky accents? Thank you. That's all hamster. Put that together for me today. So did I set up a playlist that goes through that? I think we're just using one of the playlists they have already, because you can do that. But we can set up our own playlist. But we're trying to figure out if like there's like two versions of Amazon Music, I guess. There's the Prime and then there's Unlimited. So I know not every song is if you just have Prime, then maybe not every song will come through. So we were trying to figure out a way to tell, like, if we could make a playlist that was just Prime that we could listen to. That way, we knew everybody could hear it. Oh, Liam, you did the bad. Liam, you did bad advice. Okay, there was a pun and a bad advice. So
So which is this?
this is technically bad advice. Liam, give us a subject.
You changed it on me.
But if you have a pun prepared, you could go ahead and share it with us.
Gaming.
Bad advice on gaming. Ooh, this should be good.
Got it. Got it.
All right.
It's always a great idea to start a brand new game or a D&D group in February because you can always get a date for Valentine's Day if you're a gamer.
There you go.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while.
There you go. Words to live by. I'll never forget when we had the game store that like I was still working full time and we were running this game store with some other people and we our most of our base of customers was college students and somebody like at work was like seriously said now you trust him to be there with all these college girls in the game shop that he's gonna be around while you're here working and I'm like all right, you have never been to a game store. You do not know the type of people. I am not worried. No, I am not. I am not
Because you
worried.
trusted me.
Yeah.
Because you trusted me.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Shalane, you may have you misjudged the size of the prints on the fabric you bought. Oh no, Bon Bon, you're also making art and listening to somebody who's making mugs. Yeah, what are you working on? Yeah, they heard the terms like college town, college students, and that's where they win. Like nope, 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 nope. You're working on the art for your brother's music. Nice. See, Pink, see, you said you hate being the only girl at the game store. You feel like everyone is looking at you weird. See, I don't mind that at all. I kind of like walking into the game store and being like, yeah, I want that. No, no, it's for me. It's for me. Yes, I want to sign up for this tournament. Yes, me. I want to. Yeah. So I like it. Yeah. But then again, I've half the time I'm not by myself. I'm with my husband who is larger than me, and I've not experienced a lot of the intimidation and the meanness that can happen at a game store with just normal people. And being 5'10", I'm usually bigger than everybody there anyway. So mostly I've had really good experiences with game stores. So one of OkCupid's dating questions is jealousy healthy in a relationship? And nearly every woman answers yes, and you have no idea why. Is jealousy healthy? I feel like some people would say yes and some people would say no. Bon Bon, if we have a mod in here, you can send it to them. You can't actually post anything in chat. Sometimes, yeah, a girl that walks into a game store is used to the sometimes aggravating toxic male geek culture. That is not the way I would want to phrase it. Like, used to it, that's what keeps women away from game stores, and a lot of people, the toxic male geek culture. And there's changes. It's not the same as it was, even 10 years ago, but it's more of we're not comfortable with it. We have learned how to deal with it. Just like women in video gaming and everything else. We don't, like the culture, but we enjoy the game enough to deal with it. That's how I would say that. Oh, that's awesome. Your husband proposed to you during an Apocalypse Warhammer 40K game. Yeah, and then blew up your army. Perfect. See, and that's good because like I always hate couples that like refuse to attack each other or refuse to or team up against everybody else because that's no fun. And it's like me and Daniel are always trying to kill each other when we play games. Usually it's Magic the Gathering or board games. Oh no, Sparkle, you wanted to join the D&D game. The boys in school wouldn't let you play with them all. And see that's just rude. But there's people out there like that. That's hilarious, Pink. Yeah, like I should do that. Like guys regret that. I can do two more. They're not. Okay. I think I've only got like one. I found some more that are in here that are not been glazed. Is that next weekend? Okay. I don't know if I read this out before, yeah, but you say guys regret the toxic masculinity crap with you because you'll embarrass them. Yeah, sometimes that's the way to do it. Phase 10, yes. You know, I think I've played Phase 10, but we always play a modified version of it called actually, what do we call it? Sets and runs. So it's been a little while. So we play at family gatherings, but it's Phase 10 except it's only 5 rounds instead of 10. Are we booked for any shows in 21? Kind of like we're booked for the shows that we were going to be in this year that they just rolled over to next year, but we've already had some cancel already. So we're not looking for much to happen in the spring of next year. Nice, Bon Bon. I don't know why it held that message. I'm trying to figure out why they held the message. Have you actually had somebody say to you, girls aren't supposed to play games? Magic like in your family, when you're old enough to hold the cards, you're old enough to learn how to play. Hey, Spook. See, Daniel's aunt was like, you want to play Rook? He had to prove to her that he could count the cards. So that's before she would let him play. But yeah, my grandmother and her sister would play cards all the time. That's what they love to do. So we played Rummy and we played Skip-Bo. I don't even remember how to play Skip-Bo. They thought it was odd you knew how to play cards. Really? You might have the Skip-Bo set you won as a child. That's funny. Really? Skip-Bo has too many rules? Really? Maybe we didn't play it right. Hey, Boogie, good afternoon. You carry ammo boxes of card decks in your car, so you're always prepared, right? Moose, you love card games, yeah. When the power went out, you'd play cribbage, yeah. What did we do before we had phones and stuff? We play cards and then put together puzzles. That's awesome, Bod Bon. Well, sometimes like the moment I remember playing against some people is, oh, I'm playing against a girl. This is going to be easy. And you know how some guys will have headphones in and be like trying to act like they're cool or whatever, or not distract themselves. But it's like, okay, here we start playing and I start winning, so they take their headphones out and they start paying attention, because oh, this person knows what they're doing. But yeah, I don't know how old I was when I started playing just card games with family, and then it's one thing that me and Daniel like to do is play Magic the Gathering. We still have some physical cards, but right now I'd gotten into playing Arena Magic the Gathering Arena on the computer, since you can't go to stores right now and do anything. Not that I would have had time to go to stores at all. That's what I like about Arena, is that I can play Magic against other people from home. But still, I haven't like opened that up in probably a couple weeks now. See, a deck of cards is a great gift too. Yeah, we actually have. We probably still have some somewhere, but we had some decks of cards like with our logo printed on the back, and then pictures of pottery. Because at once upon a time there was like a poker run promotion you could participate in at some of the shows we went to, and so each vendor provides their branded deck of cards, and when someone comes to your booth and buys something, you let them pick a random card, and if they go around buying things and they acquire the best poker hand they can, and at the end of the show, they whoever has the top 5 hands wins a prize. So it was a fun little thing to do. Cards Against Humanity is fun. Ooh, I need to sand that down. Ooh. So sometimes, like, you may hear me saying that I wipe these down with a sponge. This one didn't get sanded at all. I wipe these down with a sponge like this before I put them in the kiln, because if I don't, then see that shadow there? All that glaze that's stuck in the little bitty texture, that's what happens. I've got to take some sandpaper to this now. This is. I'm going to take a little bit of elbow grease. I think I missed something. So Freeman, which what game did you play? Oh, Pearled Up. You You followed a few days before your Sarah was born. Aw. And even now, this is still has a lot more little grainy bits on it than I would like, but I don't think I can really sand much more down. That's why I try to clean it up before I fire it. Whew. Oh, Counter Strike and Call of Duty. Yeah, the music you can control yourself, so you can control your own volume. Now, as far as like the songs being different, like being different quality, each song being a different quality, I don't know about that. For me, like Cards Against Humanity gets kind of old after a while. But it is a fun party game. It's one of those that you can have everybody play at once. Here we go. Whips and chains excite me. Works in progress and chain stitches excite me. I need to get some more of the glaze out. You played because you wanted other teams to shut up about you being a girl and to see you as someone who loves video games first. Yeah. Yeah, because there's still so many stereotypes about women in games. Like even on Twitch, like when you there's so many people that would say, "Oh, well, if you're on Twitch, you're playing video games on Twitch. Oh, well, you're a girl. People just watch because you're a girl, not because you're any good." You know, there's that stereotype. Does anybody watch any of the broadcast her? I don't know if it's like productions, but like they do promotions. They raise money for to help women get into the broadcasting, the Twitch gaming and streaming. So they do like scholarships and things. I remember meeting them last year at TwitchCon. But it's broadcast her HER broadcaster. Games are fun regardless of gender, right? Well, there's always the stories of, well, women will pick a masculine name so people won't give them a hard time. Yeah, but companies don't think like that. They think, oh, girls like video games. We'll make a pink version. Yeah, pink. That's the stereotype. Or they expect you to only play the simulation, or puzzle games. Gotcha. There we go. Magic, yeah, I've seen that. Like, here's the chest armor award. It's a full coverage, like chest plate for guys, but it's a bikini for girls. Yes, I've seen that little skit. You have a T-shirt that says "Games are for girls too." Yeah, guys play female characters in games because they'd rather look at that. Wow. And see, I don't play it. I've never like cared for video games, but I love the like the Magic the Gathering and board gaming and stuff like that. Which, like we were talking about earlier, that environment's just as toxic. Or it can be. It's not always. It can be. Yeah, whenever someone says something to me a little bit demeaning about being in games or whatever, I've learned to just take it as an educational experience, and if I can correct them without having them be offended, then we can usually go on and be friends and have a good time. Like I remember at one point I was talking to somebody like, oh yeah, I'm getting back into Magic, and I'm playing Arena a little bit because I really like it. And they're like, oh yeah, well yeah, Arena is. It's very pretty and stuff, so I can see why you might like. No, I like it because I haven't played in 6 years, and I can play by myself and not have to go to a game and this and that. And so that someone was trying to relate, but they were doing it in the wrong way. You were talking to some people about this earlier, Ray. You were talking about how nice it is that the main character in Horizon is a young woman, but like she's not all like yeah fan servicey, and she's a character that happens to be female instead of a girl character. And talking about like the God of War and how funny it is that he was the one who's topless and yeah. What type of fabric did you get, Shalane, that was so bad? Daniel's wanting to get back into WoW with the new storyline or whatever they're doing. Did I not sand this one down either? And so these are all going to be for the fiber seed. That's their logo. It's like a little yarn ball with a sprout coming out of it. You got bored with WoW after 2 weeks, yeah. All the warning lights in your car turned on. Hey, Knitter Girl, good afternoon. You cracked open Plants vs. Zombies the other day. Freeman, your favorite game, your game of choice is Fallout. Yeah, Daniel's wanting to start streaming some video games too, because he's really looking forward to Cyberpunk. That's what he's been looking forward to all year long. He was trying to figure out a good time to stream, and I'm like, I don't know. I tend to stream in the afternoon and evening, but that might also be a good time for him to stream. And then he pointed out that we could stream at the same time. We have that ability now. We have the internet powers. You want Cyberpunk too? Yeah. Hmm. Wipe that one all away. There we go. Yeah, there's always people watching. Say the Europeans generally are in bed by the time. Yeah, by it hits evening time. Yeah, so there's an average of like a 6 hour difference from us here. I just said pick a time that was good for him. It's like we have the ability to stream during the day if we wanted to kind of catch the working crowd, or you could go in and stream anytime. You usually stream so late, Bookie, that you get the European early risers. Was it yesterday when I was streaming late? It was like 11 o'clock at night, and it was like supper time in New Zealand. Yeah, I've streamed late and then had people getting up like in Korea. Spooky, it's 10 o'clock there, so my streams are great to watch before bed. Yeah, so my afternoon, it's 4 o'clock here. Your evening. Yeah, New Zealand is in the future. Spook, is that what your streaming is? De-stressing? Your neighbor lived in New Zealand, said it was hard to acclimate here. Was that because of the time difference, or just like the way people do things, or the culture? Hey, Trix. She's like, I don't want to come see you. Just getting a bite to eat. Oh no, you had to run the cat to the urgent pet care. What happened? Have y'all ever had a cat who would like pretend to be injured? None of our current ones do that. But when me and Daniel were dating, he had a cat who would act like he was hurt a little bit and then try to jump up and steal your food. He would like hold his paw up and look all pitiful, and when you go to see, go to pet him or see what's wrong with him, he would he would like grab your food. Choking and drooling. Oh no, that is scary. Just deaf or yeah, your cat's just deaf or senile. Get some more of the black glaze here. 20-pound cat that's a trash panda, so you were concerned he might have been eating something he shouldn't have. Yeah, it does sound like Kiba. Had to backtrack there to see what y'all were accusing Kiba of. You know, we have one at home that doesn't really care for people food either. Some of them love it, some of them don't care. Hey, Breezy. Well, what is this, Bonbon? Ooh, tomato sauce. Isn't tomato sauce supposed to be bad for animals? Or tomato products? Your cat has eaten an entire box of Chinese when she was left alone and like, oh no. That's a lot of food for a cat. Minnie is also a trash panda. You couldn't tell it because she's so little, but she is a garbage disposal. She will eat anything. Though she doesn't like I guess she doesn't gorge herself on things, so we don't just leave food out. But like she the first time I realized I had to be careful around her was when she stole my Girl Scout cookies and ran off with them. Yeah, after a while, I just let them have what they want because they're old. Because surely they're not going to eat that much of it. It's kind of like chocolate. Like my parents would feed the dog chocolate chip cookies, and it never bothered it any. Your cat used to open the kitchen cabinets and knock out the bread and eat that as fast as she could. Wow. Jewelry, hair ties, chargers. Whew. We have one at home who will fight you for peanut butter. I guess because it's kind of greasy, the oils in it maybe. But yeah, the thing that you would not expect a cat to eat. Like if I had like meat or something that was like that on my plate, I would have like guarded it. But I didn't think anybody would care about my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But I was wrong. Plastic bottle caps, yeah. Remember our dog growing up, that was like the best toy. Like if you were drinking a Coke or something from a bottle, and he would wait for you to get done and just be sitting there waiting for it because he knew he would get to chew on the bottle afterwards. Put the cap on, give it to him, and he would just chew it right up. I don't think he ever really. I think he could tell if it was, full or empty because he never like grabbed one and just like made a mess by chewing up a full bottle. But there we go. Trained or temporarily appeased. Yeah. So did it work, Spooked? Is she staying on the blanket, or does she not prefer the blanket anymore? If you have a trained cat, the cat has trained you into thinking you've trained it, right? The only time I thought I'd trained a cat was when I was trying to get Trix comfortable coming inside. And so for the first couple days after I let her outside, when she would come in at the end of the day, I would feed her a fancy feast, and I only did that like once or twice. But now, when she comes in, she goes right to her food bowl. She remembers that. She remembers that. She has that little expectation. So I constantly I constantly disappoint her, but she comes in when I call for the most part. For the most part, unless she's sleeping somewhere or doesn't want to come in. Cats won't even wait for the body to get cold, right? Yeah, even when she caught a mouse that one time, I'm glad she took it away, but she didn't leave it for me. She's like, okay, I want you to see this, but it's still mine. You can't have it. Let's see what this is. Our neighbor trying to get a hold of Daniel. Exactly, Spook. That's exactly what she did. She came in. She was so proud of herself. She was almost like hopping around. And I praised her a little bit and made her feel good. And then she just went back outside. Where was I at? There we go. We're getting there. We got like 62 of these. We got half of them have the company's logo, the little fiber seed, and then the other one are the ones that say comfy and cozy. And they're all for the fiber seed. Some are going to go up on their website, but the ones that say comfy and cozy are going to be for their advent calendar package. Like they've taken pre-orders for they call it their advent calendar subscription. So I'm assuming you get like several different gifts. I am not familiar with how many things go with an advent calendar, but my mug is going to be one of the gifts that they get. And so we did a custom color for them. It is the winter mix, the gray and white. So that's what all 62 of those are going to be the winter mix. And this is the reason we made that glaze. And there's the fiber seed. All right, Boogie, have a good afternoon. And thanks for stopping by. Oh, you had a customer ring? See, that's what we had a while ago. So I know the feeling. Gotta remember to try to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Oh, you get to work from home. That's nice. Oh, really, Spook said you had to get out of the house to work. There's too many distractions. And it gave you the opportunity to pick out your desk on campus. See, I'm surprised you go in. I think here they only go in like once a week, if that. But I'm sure every department's different. Every school's different. Yeah, sometimes you just need to get away from. You need to get in the zone where you should work. Sometimes that makes a huge difference. Yeah, my work from home, is a little bit different because we get to come to the studio, and even when I was at my house, I would go into the garage, and work for a certain amount of time. For me, the hardest part of going for transitioning from going to a workplace and doing work and setting my own schedule was really everybody else, like, and trying to get people to realize that, okay, I've got to do X amount of hours of work here because this is my job now. But like for the first like 6 months, people were like, oh hey, you can do stuff during the day now, let's go do this. And I'm like, everybody wanted to help on this project or that project because of course I quit my job because I was going to take a vacation. But then I find myself doing that to other people too, because you're like, oh yeah, you don't have to wait until you get off work, you can just come do something during the day. There's only you and then the front desk girl, so it's a ghost town. Yeah, that's probably a better office environment, right? It's better for me. Yeah, Shalene, that's what annoys you the most sometimes is like you have all the time in the world to do something for someone else, right? What about what I had planned for today? Yeah, I can see that with no speakers. It's less of a distraction. You've been home since mid March, Pink. Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. I know a lot of people who have. Your hubby Shalane rotates 2 weeks in the office and then 2 weeks at home. He gets annoyed by having vendors call him on his home phone. Yeah. Oh, your key's giving you a bath. That's cute. You've just been taking phone calls all day, Liam, and it's boring. Are you like tech support? Oh wow! So do you find in your area now that people are traveling more? See, I remember you did stuff with airplanes. I just couldn't remember exactly what you did. Do you find people are traveling only for business when they have to, or is anybody traveling any other way right now? See, last year we traveled so much going to all the different shows that we worked up. We've got like 5 days that we can stay like, in a hotel for free in a Hilton hotel. And we can't use them right now, or we could because a lot of the hotels are open and we keep getting emails from them like, hey, don't you want to use your days? Don't you want to stay at a hotel? Here are all of our policies, how we're keeping things safe and clean. Thought I heard a bug. One of the hotels was advertising about a staycation. Yeah. What else are they going to do? Some people are traveling for holidays and for business. Let's go check the temperature of the kiln. That's one thing I thought of doing today is putting a camera on the kiln just to watch the temperature. It's going. It's at 1726. Shalane, where are you? I forget. Said y'all lost so much money due to the College World Series not being held there. You're in Nebraska, okay. Said you're starting to lose some of the smaller businesses around there. This kiln is going to go up to 2232 degrees. Yeah, I doubt there'll be like international travel for a while. You say you find routes for people, like what places where they can safely go. That's interesting. Showing this month, you've lost a restaurant that refused to do delivery of any kind, which is probably the main reason they're losing business, and a coffee shop. Yeah, places where you go to walk up. Yeah, that's been the ones that's been hurt the most. We've had some restaurants like once they realized it was going to be a while, like some places just closed for a while, hoping that it would be a short term thing. But once they realized they needed to make some changes, they started doing the carry out delivery. Of course, the ones that already had something like that in place did better, but you lost some of your fast food pink. Your friend runs an ice cream shop, but the week of their this week, one of their employees tested positive. Yeah, they shut down their season early. Yeah, of course in Florida you get a much longer ice cream season. Yeah, like ice cream chains like never do good around here because they're only you can only do business really for half a year. Nobody's wanting ice cream in the wintertime or not enough to keep you open. But I saw one time up in Chicago, I saw the best idea for something like that. Because in the summer they sold ice cream, and then in the fall and winter they switched over and were like a soup and sandwich, soup and grilled cheese shop. Yeah, not having the baseball there has shut down a sporting place because that's where they make all their money, right? What kind of cake is it, Bon Bon? Moose, you have officially planned appropriately for your Christmas gifts and placed your order now, so you're not panicking that they arrive on time. Good for you. Chocolate cake. So I don't care what you think of Bill Cosby. I can't think of chocolate cake without his thinking of his skit. Chocolate cake for breakfast? It's got milk, it's got eggs. It's good for you. It's a healthy breakfast. Well, hey, Trix. What's up? Hey, what are you doing? Uh, oh, I'm getting yelled at, is what I'm getting. Here she is. Is this what you wanted? Or are you just checking in on me? Like, she came around the corner, like, yelling at me. What? Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not going to put you there. That's it, okay? She's just checking on me. She's good. That's all she wanted. She's like, I came inside. Don't I get a fancy feast now? Did you hear her? Could you hear her? Oh my gosh, isn't her meow so funny? That's hilarious. If you could hear that, yeah, that's why we sometimes call her the hellhound. we it's not very nice, but that's what we call her sometimes because it is like a gargly growl. Her paws are dusty because she's in a pottery studio. No, her paws are black. She's solid black. She's got a few little like stray white hairs going through her, but no, she's black. So we have a squeaker at home. We do. But her meow, it is so funny. Like the first time I heard her make a sound, I thought something was wrong with her because it was a like type sound, and it really can be kind of scary. I thought maybe she was having trouble breathing or something. I've never heard a cat make that sound. Oh yeah, your cat meowed the entire time they were in the carrier. That's why they yeah. They're okay if they're mad. If they're mad about it. All right, knitter girl, we'll see you later. Oh, Liam, you got done early. You've got all your Christmas gifts ready to wrap. Hey, El Minotaur. Good evening. Or afternoon. Whatever time it is. It's almost 5 o'clock. So here, this one, these are the ones that say comfy and cozy. They have the same like fiber seed logo down there. It really small. So all going to the same place. Your brain never left Christmas, Shalane, because all the normal celebrations were put on hold. Yeah. Yeah, talking earlier about businesses going under because you have like events that where you make most of your money in the year. That's what we were kind of dealing with. We've been able to do a lot of online, but some of the online events that people are trying to do, some are hit or miss. We had a really good one earlier in the year, but and we got another. Our second biggest show of the year is coming up in like a week and a half, and we don't know what to expect with it. Do we have any quilting phrases? Yes. So there is a quilting tab on the mugs in the mugs section. There should be anyway. If you search for quilting, they'll come up. Like I got some in here. Like this one says fabric is cheaper than therapy. We've got a lot of quilting things because we've done quilting shows before, and it goes here. We do like anything that says knitting can say quilting instead. So we've got several here that say I quilt so I don't kill people. I've got some different puns. Like I've got one that says "I'll be darned" with a needle on it. If I'm quilting, yes. See, yeah, Rhinepack is what we're doing. You haven't followed any virtual thing for that, yeah. I think we're gonna be doing something on Facebook. We're gonna be working with the Buffalo Wool Company because normally we're there sharing a booth with them, which the Buffalo Wool Company is here. Right? Got 99 problems, but a stitch ain't one. This is one that's a design that's detailed enough that I'm not having to touch it up, which is good. Yeah, welcome back, Ninja Girl. So this part of the process is not as onerous when it actually works the way I want it to. When it's just paint on and wipe away. You know, it's when I don't have to touch everything up, it works a lot better. Oh, you still need to use your Brie Baker. You're not hosting D&D like you were, yeah. Remember, you can use it for anything. We actually started making some smaller like mini pie plates, almost the same size as the Brie Baker, but I put a little wavy edge on it, so it looks more like a mini pie plate. So it sometimes I feel it's just the psychology of it all. We call something a Brie Baker, so people think that's the only thing you can use it for. Where a mini pie plate has so many options. You can use it for any type of pie, and so we have made some of those, and they've sold fairly well. So I'll make a few more. They've sold fairly well. I made like 8, and I've sold like 4 of them. So that thing that's pretty good. Yep, Butterbells. You got it right. Yes, the Butterbell will keep your butter soft and spreadable out on the counter. I've actually got one right here. I think this one is fine. I think it was just an extra from the other 2 I made. I had a order for 2 of these, so I made 3. But this is the Butterbell. On the bottom you put water, and the top you put your butter, real butter, and then closing the lid, it creates a water seal so that air doesn't get to the butter, and it keeps it from going bad. You can leave it out on the table for about a month. So the 32-ounce tankards, they're fairly new. I don't know when we made the first one, but like they're not on the website yet. We've made a couple of them. Yeah, we made a couple different like ones for measuring to see how much they would hold, and I think the first one was a little bit small, but the second one held a good like 32 ounces, which I thought was fairly respectable for a tankard, right? Yeah, so they're still new. All right, Moose, we'll see you later. Oh, good. Do you know what was wrong with the car? Because like all the lights coming on doesn't seem like it's a good sign. No idea. Yeah, we took our car to the shop because we have a Dodge Journey, and the back door, the back hatch would not open. Like, unlock it, unlock it, lock it, unlock it. It would not open for some reason, or it would open one time in 20. Took it to the dealership, opened first time. Opened first time. Could not get it to not open. As soon as we got it home, would not open. So Daniel like Googled it and like ordered a part and figured out how to fix it from YouTube. YouTube University, yep. Hey, Mona. Good afternoon. Yeah, I say I'm a YouTube electrician because that's how I've found out like all the information about like fixing my kilns for the most part is just, looking things up and figuring them out on my own. Oh, Dora, yeah, you've been home so long your old battery won't start. I've had that happen before. You have a get somebody to cross zombie land to help you start your car, yeah. You keep stalling, but they could never like duplicate it. Oh wow, yeah. And it's a brand new car. That's scary. Ooh, what kind of car is it? A Kia? Oh, it's banana yellow. It's bright. You're not gonna lose that car in a parking lot, are you? Call him Colonel Mustard. Yeah. See, ours is a white, small SUV, the Dodge Journey, and I didn't realize how many cars were white until we had that one. Cause like I don't know how many times like when we first got it, I would almost like get into a stranger's white SUV because you just walk up to a car and assume it's yours. I also learned from that like how many people actually leave their cars unlocked. You're thinking about getting another car, maybe not a Kia Soul with all the problems. Minivan. Yeah, talking about cars sitting lonesome and unused right now. Our poor work van is getting lonely. We've pulled it out every once in a while. We had two people move this year, so we loan it out. Yeah, all the car lots have like white, black, and gray, and then some other colors. And but you got molten lava. Yeah, that's what like my father works at a car dealership, and he's sometimes in charge of the ordering of the cars. So he'll do that. He'll order like the five colors the car comes in. He'll order the ones he thinks will sell the best, and then like one or two. Like if there's a yellow for that year, might order one because he knows somebody will buy it, or he can get rid of it eventually. Usually with the black, white, and gray, there's always like some form of red. Usually there's some form of red and then blue. Oh, when you bought yours, you were lucky to have three color choices because they were selling them so quickly. Yeah, that's what my father said with the when the pandemic started. They were afraid, oh, we've got all this stuff here, we're never going to sell it. We've got to do promotions because and we're not going to sell anything unless we do that. So they did for a month. They did all these promotions trying to get rid of things, and when they sold them, they sold extremely well. And then they're like, we can't get anything because they shut all the manufactories down. So they quit. Now they're not offering any promotions, any like specials whatsoever. They're just trying to, haggle with other dealerships to just have like cars on the lot.
Bob's no longer allowed in the building. I just asked you to leave.
What happened? Oh, okay. Sorry.
He was trying to spout off a bunch of stuff about Antifa and said, "Well, they just keep the N words all riled up." And I was like, "Bob, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right there and leave because that is not a word I accept."
Right.
And
What was
he's
the?
like, "Well, they do," and I'm like, "I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I can show you out." He's like, "You don't have to show me out." I'm like,
Oh goodness. Okay.
"Then please do.
What
I'm
was he
not gonna
wanting?
have him sitting here saying that."
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. But what was he wanting originally? Was his?
He wanted me to do more graphic design work for a church that he wasn't getting paid for,
Yeah.
which I did, and then I just deleted.
Yeah, the khaki color it's always like a weird neutral color, right? It's different. It's always a little bit different. I don't like it when it turns a little bit green. Oh, really? Closer to my shirt? This is more of a. I thought this would be more of a blue.
No, I wasn't rude to him. Well, I was rude to him because I just said leave,
Yeah.
but I didn't cuss him. I didn't, just like nope.
But still, he's gonna get mad about it.
I don't care. You don't come in here asking me for favors and know my political views
Yeah.
and then use that kind of word.
Yeah. So it's like a cool gray. Yeah, you do get more tickets in a red car. Yes. And insurance costs more if you have a red car, especially if you're a young person. Red goes faster, it is known. You gave an emphatic no, said no, you can't get on the insurance. Sometimes it's hard to get insurance when you're young. That oh, is that seriously the rule for orcs in 40K? For that car, it was the first one you had either of us had ever had. It was the first time you actually picked a color, right? Sometimes you just go with whatever's there. I think that's why we got this white one because it was like the only one left. Because we got it when they were doing a big like promotion for that type of car. Yeah, I've never like ordered a car and picked out a color and all the special features and stuff. I don't know if I've ever cared that much about the special features. Is the end inside? I think the end is inside. We just got a couple more here. Shoo. I keep thinking about it, so I'll say I'm sure y'all heard Daniel come in here a while ago. We've just lost a friend to politics. It's so aggravating. You know, we with all the stuff that's going on right now, we've managed to have civil conversations with everybody in the town where we live. You know, because you gotta, people are more careful when you actually see someone face to face, right? Rather than on the internet. We've had fallouts with people on the internet because people think you can be a jerk on the internet. I'm looking for a certain mug here, and I'm not finding it. So I am not surprised that some people have views, point of views I don't agree with. I just wish we could be civil about it. But when somebody comes in here, it's a problem with being in a small town. I know I'm kind of rambling. It's just my thoughts. Being in a small town, people assume that everybody agrees with them and they don't understand that they need to keep their mouth shut sometimes, or just they can't believe anybody thinks any differently at all. But so we had one of our neighbors come in here. He is a printer. He's done a lot of printing for us. He does but he also does a lot of stuff for his church. And whenever he doesn't know how to use a computer, so whenever he needs something done, he comes and asks Daniel until Daniel agrees to do it for him. Which, neighbors, nice, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's usually something simple. But he comes in here today and tries to spout Antifa stuff and using the N word to describe people. I don't know what's got him all riled up. And Daniel asked him to stop, of course, and leave. It's like he knows how we vote. He knows how we think. But he comes in here and tries to, knowing that, trying to act like, I guess we're one of somebody that would agree with that. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, probably he was talking with his buddies this morning and thought that it was a common ground conversation when it's not. But usually he's someone like we all know each other's political affiliations, but we're still usually able to have civil conversations because we're neighbors. And so he got all mad and left, but it's like, why would you come in and start talking like that? Because he feels comfortable doing it with everybody else he knows. So it's just sad. Or, I think the best that'll happen is that he pretends it didn't happen or whatever, but you never know if that'll happen or not. Oh, you have lane. Sorry, I'm reading the. Yeah, you have lane assist. We had a rental car that had that one time. That's nice. It can be annoying, but it's still very like impressive. It's sad to think that thoughts like that are under the surface. Yeah, it's like we'll talk to people from all over the country. I mean, we are in a very rural small town in Kentucky, And people are like, "Oh, how can anybody believe that?" I'm like, it's pretty easy to understand how people can believe that. You live here. It's like if somebody's willing to just come out in public and you use the N word like that, you're not going to change their thought process easily. It's just sad. But I'm sorry, that's what was on my mind because that just happened, and I'm sure you heard Daniel come back here and talk about it. Oh, you say the lane assist doesn't do construction well. I can see that getting it confused. Yeah, I'm like interested to see how well the like self driving cars get better, how they advance over the next 5 to 10 years with being able to troubleshoot things like that. Your cross strike is at the car. Is it's very opinionated and thinks he drives better than you do. Yes. Something keeps squeaking up there. I wonder where Minnie is. I wonder if she's in the ceiling. Like you're paranoid. Like I would too. Now, like I wouldn't rely on anything like that. Like the assist, but sometimes I think if once you get used to it, it could be a really cool feature. I think my mother like no, she actually she parallel parked actually by herself and took a picture of it because she was proud of herself. But I'm like, oh yes, no, she actually did it. She didn't use her car doesn't have the feature of parallel parking by itself. I need the white glaze because I've got some decal pieces. I need to put the white glaze on. This might be the white. So this is white. I know it doesn't look like all that white, but I promise it is. This is going to be like a very glossy, like toilet bowl white kind of. Yeah, magic. We'll see you later. Cars are very expensive. Then you gotta have insurance. Keep forgetting that I'm wearing my fall apron. This one was made by a underground man. I don't think they're here today. But I thought with our new overlays, I would dress appropriately. Now these, I'm painting a layer of white on the medallion, and then I'm gonna put wax over this, and we're gonna glaze these mugs with different colors because I've got a list of what colors they need to be. But I was gonna just wax them all here together, and then They are going to get the decals. Thank you, Spook. Ooh, we might get a tie-dye apron out by Christmas. Yay! But yeah, I guess I collect aprons now. Because it's like one of the things I use a lot in the studio, obviously. I'm always wearing an apron. Let's make sure that'll stay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come here. Yep, I still have the one they made us. So I'm putting the glaze on here because the decals need to be on a need to be placed on a glazed surface, but they also need to be a lighter surface. So like the clear or the white would work. I'm using the white so that when I apply the decal in a third firing, that they'll show up. They'll stick and show up. Because decals are basically just like fired, like printed China paints. And they'll need to go through a third firing in the kiln because the decals are fired at like 1400 degrees, but the glazes need to go up to 2200 degrees to melt. So we do 3 firings. Let me see. I think there's another one over here. I feel like I'm missing one. It's like a needle in a haystack trying to find like one missing mug sometimes. Ooh, these might already have this already has the wax on it and everything. How about that? All right. Got that one done, and now I can actually get to the waxing part. Halloween colors for what? Where's my wax? There it is. Like, where did it go? I might need to get a new brush because this one kind of got squished. Oh no, it opened back up good. Earlier I opened it up and it was all like curled up on itself, so I'm like, I can't paint with that. So I don't need to add much right now. That's good. It didn't dry out. Black on the outside or orange or purple on the inside would be very holiday. Yes. I think I would prefer the purple rather than the orange. But that's just me. You know what? We did some of the Halloween bowls, the Halloween yarn bowls we talked about with the faces on them, and I've sold a couple of them. Actually, the first one I sold, the first one I sold was the purple and black. We sold both of those first, and then it was the orange and black, and then we sold the red and black one. So we've got a couple left. If you go to the website and you search for like holiday or Halloween, search Halloween, and they'll come up, the ones we have left. But they were cute. They were fun. They I made bowls and cut out different jack-o'-lantern shapes in them. So they can be yarn bowls, they can be like candy holders, or or something to put a candle in, whatever you want. You saw the ghost one, yes. I made one of those in the black and white, and we made another one in the black and green. The orange and black looks so good. You like that one? Yeah, it's very striking. It is. Yeah, I tried to photograph them, and that's one thing we're like doing more of this year. Obviously, trying to take better pictures of things and showing things, and not just taking a picture of the piece by itself. Trying to show some context. So these, they don't have anything on them. I'm just going to put the wax on the bottom, and then put the wax on top of the medallion where I put the white glaze, and then we'll glaze these whatever color they need to be. Get out my list again, but I'll go ahead and wax them all. Now it's funny. This is the same pink wax that I glazed or that waxed a while back. You can see the it kind of fades. I don't know if the wax itself fades or if it's just the food coloring. So I'm gonna do another one here, another layer, but it might just be the food coloring that faded, which would make sense. Oh wow, look at that. There's a hairball, like not like thrown up, but just like a clump of cat hair. And oh well, I'll clean that up. It dripped. Dripping on the bottom is no big deal. It's got wax on it already. I guess it was waxed. Whew, I got a lot of cleaning up on that one to do. Let's not do that again. Right, I photographed a ghost. Aw, Lita's in love with your stuffed Bob Ross plushie. That's so cute. She's grooming it. Oh, that's cute. Knitter girl, you see a yarn bowl and a travel mug. What do you mean, like Smith Clay? Oh my gosh! Thank you for the resub. Hey, good afternoon. How are you doing? Ooh, home automation. You get everything set up, and then the one button doesn't work. $58 months. That's crazy. Can you believe we've been streaming for 5 years next month? Oh, your nest? You have a nest? Daniel wants one of those. You've got a nest, 5 protect, 7 cameras, 2 door locks. Whew. And a partridge in a pear tree? And here I talk about leaving my back door open all day. And now you're automating all your inside lights. Ooh, your clay patch was exposed. You gonna go get more clay? Yeah, I bet you have to time it just right. Ooh, you can ask it where's your phone. Will it tell you like where it is and what house, what room it's in? That now that's impressive. Arg, this wax is watery. So I dripped a little bit right there, and I'll have to just sand it down later. But that's one reason I put food coloring in this so that I can see where I messed up. It'll make it ring full volume. Oh, good. We were talking the other day that we needed to find something like some little sensors that you can put on things to find around the house. Like, I know they make them, but like to put on tape measures and hammers and screwdrivers and everything else you lose. Don't get the tile. Okay, that's the one not to get. We just got something so we can use for our garage door, since we had to get a new garage door last month. We've got one we can use, where we can like use the app and close the garage door from anywhere. Our house might become smart after all. No music today. No, we're playing music. We're just trying something new. So we're using the Amazon Music like widget that you can do. So it should be something if you're on desktop, you should be able to see the Amazon Music thing, the box there. We're using music through that. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can play the music through that widget, and you can hear the music I'm listening to, but I'm not streaming it. So that's how we can get around copyright laws, because I'm not actually like streaming the music and infringing on copyrights. There are some glitches, like it doesn't work on mobile. So that's one of the big things. But we're trying it for a bit just to see how it works. See how user friendly it is, because with that you can control the volume if it's too loud or too soft. But we found out about this yesterday, and I didn't know it was there, so I don't know how old it is or how long it's been a thing. Sorry, doing some detailed work here, trying not to color outside the lines. You use pretzel? Yeah, I tried that once. You prefer no music? Okay, Pink. Um, I actually, so before this, I preferred using YouTube music channels. I found a couple of good ones that were non-copyright music, but so we may go back to that. But we're trying this out because sometimes when you go on there and get a non-copyright playlist, it's like they're not. It's not true advertising or whatever. It's not all of the songs are usually safe. Here we go. Are you gonna start streaming again, Smith Clay? Yay! You gonna stream you gonna stream pottery or are you gonna stream something else? Oh no, I think it'd be kind of cool to see some of your 3D printers. Though I don't know if that would really be a fun stream to watch. It'd be kind of like watching the laser, our Glowforge laser printer. It was so funny when our niece came over to stay. She's like, "Oh yeah, I want to see the laser. I want to see the laser." And you know, of course, got it set up and got it started. She's like, "That's it." Oh, you have been streaming the 3D printer. See, that shows you what I know. 3D printing, coding, games, pottery. Yeah, Daniel's wanting to get back into streaming some games because he's really looking forward to Cyberpunk when it comes back out or when it comes out finally. Maybe it is time for supper. This one didn't drip. I just got my brush. Left a little strip there. But I can sand it down and still be alright. There we go. That's why I put the food coloring in the wax so I can see what I've done. And there was just a thud on the roof, which means there's a cat up there. We want to guess who's up there? I think it might be Minnie. I think the thud was not big enough to be Trix. I could be wrong. See if somebody comes wandering in. Haven't heard the descent yet. There's a we've got a pallet leaning against the back of the wall here, and the cats use that to get up and down off the roof. But still, it sounds pretty bad when they scrabble down. Smith Clay, do you have a resin printer? I may have asked you that before. But that's what Daniel's thinking about getting. He said there's a new one coming out next month, like the second version of something. All right, now all of these. Yeah, we're thinking about getting one of those. I know Daniel's got a lot of projects he wants to do with one, but then I want to be able to print, like 3D print thicker stamps. That's what I want to use it for. Have you ever done anything like that? Using the flexible resin. You need to find the soft resin. I remember I looked it up at one point, and like, cause I used to use the photopolymer resin to make stamps, cause and when you get it from a stamp place, they just call it stamp resin. They don't tell you what it actually is, like to search for it somewhere else. So, but when you're looking for stuff like for the 3D printers, they just call it like flexible resin. Because I don't need, like, I wouldn't need that for all my stamps. Just for some of the, some pieces that are more detailed, I would like them to be a bit deeper. Or get a deeper cut than I can get with the Glowforge on the rubber. Cool. But I think I'm ready for a break before I mess up any of these others with the wax. I've got a little bit of sanding to do. Because that one even dripped on the top. I've got a lot of sanding to do on this poor thing. Oh well. But guys, I think I'm going to take a supper break. And then if I don't see you again tonight, then I will see y'all tomorrow. Be back doing some more. I'll probably be, I know I'll have to finish this up tomorrow. And then I might, we'll see where we're at. I might be doing some throwing or just doing some prep for the weekend. So if I don't see you again, even after tonight, I hope you have a good weekend. And thank you so much for watching. Before I leave, I'm going to cover up some of my buckets here because that's where I get in trouble and leave them out and then they change consistency. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a good evening.